Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to explain how to create a weather forecast in your Adalo app. Uh, Probably you have seen the video by Adalo team how to create the app for displaying current weather. Forecast is a little bit different. The biggest problem in a forecast is that with custom action, you cannot really parse the return of the API response. For example, this is a M3O simple weather API. You can see that it returns forecast as an array, and if you try to get this array using the custom action, you will get only the first result. And it's pretty much the same, for example, with Open Weather Map. It also returns an array. You can see it like a list of the days of the forecast, or with free weather API as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create the external collection to display this data. So let's start. I've already created the weather forecast screen. So it's going to be a two-step thing. First, I'm going to set the home city for the user, and then I'm going to display the forecast for it. So let's add a field to the user database. Let's call it city, so that user can set the details. Why do we need that? Because if we just blindly add some city to the request, there is a probability of mistake. So my city will be logged in user city, and let's add edit button. It's here, so that user can edit his or her city. Link to a new screen. Forecast set city. So here I'm going to add the text input. Display current city. And then we're gonna search for the city in the API using the API call. So what I'm going to use as the weather API, and of course as a city search, it's the free weather API. So weatherapi.com. The pricing is very reasonable, so you can have 1,000,000 requests per month for free and 3 days for forecast. I've already signed up, and I have the API key, which is here. And this weather API has a very nice interactive weather explorer, where you can see how API works. So before I'm going to determine which city I am in, I'm going to run an explorer. So this is the API key protocol. So parameter, this is a required parameter. For instance, let's enter Moscow. And here this is a parameter for the request. So when I show the response, takes some time. So this is the request. As you can see, the first part of the response body is location, name Moscow, Russia. I decided to use Moscow because there are several Moscow cities and towns around the world. For example, there's one in Idaho. And if I show response, so as you can see, the weather API returns the location as the first part. So this is what we're going to check. If the location is fine, then we're going to store it so that user can see that the city is correct. Okay, let's create a custom action for this. Call it check city. Add an action. Custom action, new custom action. So the type will be create. So the way we create custom action, it's pretty simple. So from Weather Explorer, will be a call. I'm just copying the whole string here. So it will be a get response. So we can, what I can do is, instead of having this in the URL, I can add that as a query parameters. So let's add a key and put this value here. Oops. Then let's add a query parameter q, and here we need to pass the user city, so it's done through the input. So this will be from inputs, and well, actually we don't really need a number of days or weather alerts or something else, so I'm going just to keep only the address itself. Well, editor is not very friendly, so yeah, so here's the base URL method get. I have two query parameters, and let's see how the test request goes. Okay, test successful. As you can see, there are lots of data out here, and there is an hourly forecast, but it will the custom action will take only the first parameter, so it's not possible to have the forecast for several days, as I told you in the beginning of the video. So actually what we need is location name and location region and location country, so that just the user can check that city is real. So you can delete all these other parameters, but for the sake of time saving, I'm not going to do it here. So city will be custom action saved. City will be from other components input 4. And let's add the temporary results from the to store the results of the custom action. So let's call them result city, result location, and result country. We will need to display the results anyway, so and here I'm going to display all these results. And maybe it's not check city, but check location. So, okay, here, let's display results. Logged in user, result city, result location, logged in user, result location. Logged in user, result country. And finally, to display all this, we need to update logged in user and store the results of the custom action here. So it will be weather API you can see it's very long. So it is location, it is location name. So location is location region, and this one is location, country. Okay, probably it's a good idea to rename the properties not to be confused. So result name, result region, result country. Okay, so let's quickly check if it works or not. So weather forecast, my city, this is empty. Let's enter New York. Check location. Okay, well, this one is correct. And the example about Moscow. Okay, and if I go to another Moscow, this action works correctly. The only reason we need it is we would like to store the information for the forecast. Which city or which location are we going to query to get a forecast for the weather? So as a final step, I can just save this value from this string and as my current city. So let's add a button save. Save my location, and with this I will update logged in user with the just set the city to the inputs value. So I'm going to save the information from here. Okay, so this part is finished. My location. The part 2 will be to set up the forecast itself. As I said, I'm going to do this with the help of external collections. Let's start with by adding the collection. So let's call it weather API forecast. Then I need to enter API base URL. I can take it from the API Explorer. So this will be v1 forecast JSON. I don't really need any authentication parameters, but because there is no header, but I need some query parameters because key is stored in query. So key will be this one. Also, another query parameter which is needed is then we need a location. So this one will be the name of parameter is q, and value. As you can see, there is an option of magic text here, so we can take it from logged in users property. So this is why I need to store log city in the users collection. So this will be user city, and the test value will be New York. So also we need to set the number of days for the forecast. On the free version of the API, the forecast is limited to 3 days. So let's add another query parameters. The name will be days, value will be 3. And do I need anything else? This. So, okay, I will skip air quality and weather alerts. So let's go next. And let's see how it works without any modifications for the call. So when I press next here, and when I run test request, you can see that there's an error occurred when calling get all. The reason is that the data which we need is stored inside the JSON, not on the first level. So you see there is a location, then there is a current weather section, and there is a forecast section. Moreover, there are two keys here. There is a forecast section, and under the forecast section, there is a forecast day section where there is an array. The square bracket means that the array opening is opened, starts. And here we have all the information for the forecast. So what I need to do is to add two keys to get all requests. So the first key will be forecast, as you can see, and the second key will be forecast day. So let's run a test, see how it works. Wonderful, test successful. So here's the response we've got back. New York and the forecast for New York. So create collection, everything is set up from the collection perspective. And now the only thing which I need to do is just to add a list to display the data from this collection. So it could be, I think, even a simple list. So, but as there are many information which is stored in the collection, custom list is more flexible in that respect. You can see that there is a date epoch, maximum temperature, minimum temperature, average, like a lot of information. So let's set up this custom list as a list of weather API forecasts. I will move these text values a little bit here. So the first will be, of course, the date. It will be date in a format of date. So then let's, probably it's a good idea to display temperature. So the temperature is the max temp in Celsius, and there is one in Fahrenheit as well. And then we take the min temperature in Celsius as well. So what else? Also, it's a good idea to display the text field with the information about the weather, like is it sunny, is it rainy, or I think it's called conditions. So it's current weather API forecasts. There's a property called condition text. So, and to make this forecast look nicer, we can even add an icon with the current weather. Let me move it a bit here. So let's add an image to the list. And this image will be a URL-based image. And in URL, I put the value from the external collection, and it's called the conditions icon. So, okay, so it seems everything is ready. Let's preview and see how it works. Weather forecast. My location is empty, so let's set location to New York. Well, it's not necessary to check because we know that it works, so let's save, go back. Okay, so as you can see, partly cloudy. Well, then tomorrow it's going to be patchy rain, and then it's going to be sunny. Okay, let's see what's the weather in Los Angeles. I probably save it immediately because there's no reason to think that it's going to be recognized differently. So, well, sunny, sunny, sunny. So, and for instance, St. Louis. No, as you can see, this is recognized not correct, incorrectly in Missouri. Yes, now it's recognized correctly, so we can save location. Okay, and as you can see, the weather is being updated automatically and the forecast is here. So I hope this video was useful for you. Thank you for watching, subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more videos.